Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Ram Talk. I'm Richard Cook. I'm here with George Frazier, returning citizen, has gone through some trials and tribulations, but is making a comeback to life, doing everything he can to be productive in our society. And George, welcome. How you doing this afternoon?
Oh, I'm great. How you doing?
Man, doing great. So just tell us a little bit about your story, your past, and before we get into, your actual returning phase, tell us a little bit about your past.
Well, first off, I'm a recovering addict. And I say this like I tell the people that's in Georgia Works. I'm a recovering addict of many things. You can become an addict of a lot of things, and that I was several type of things. I became addicted to drugs, and along with that, I came addicted to hustling, selling drugs, and caused me to go to jail. And I believe through all those scenarios that it helped me throughout my life. It kind of like it showed me that I didn't have nothing going on for myself. It made me feel less than a man. Drugs that did a whole lot of things to me. Not only just drugs, it taught me I made bad decisions. The women I chose, I dealt with, they wasn't the right type of women. And we had those same type of things that kept us into that mold. I kept falling into that circle, and I was trying to get out of it, but I couldn't find my way out until I found my higher power.
So tell us a little about when you were talking about your hustling. What led you to hustling? Was it just the dynamics of the neighborhood you grew up? Was it lack of education what forced you to do something to try to come up and make money? What was your situation on why you hustled and the value that you saw in hustling? Why did you hustle and sell drugs?
Okay. When I first started selling drugs, what caused me was my peers, the people that I was around. And they basically, I growed up around these guys, seeing them making a lot of money that I didn't have. And they were buying things for me, or either they would have things that I would lust after, covered after. And they would tell me, hey, man, the only way you're going to be able to get it is to sell drugs. And then me, at the time, I played sports. I played basketball. And I wanted to shine, and I wanted to look good or whatever. So I noticed that if I can go on the side, I felt like if I can go on the side selling drugs on the side, I can do a little, have a little money in my pocket and buy the tennis I wanted or the clothes that I wanted. And it was basically my peers started me. But this trip here, I had a real bad year. First off, I lost my sister. She was murdered. She got stabbed 14 times by her boyfriend. She was an asset in my life at this point in time. This was like in 2012. I had gave my life to Christ in 2010. I had quit using drugs and everything. And my brother, he passed right after my sister. So these two are my oldest sister. They are my oldest sibling. They're the oldest brother and my oldest sister. So I had, and I led both of them to Christ to let you all know that God blessed me to do that. But when they passed, a lot happened after that. I lost my job. I was making $16 an hour at the bakery. And then I was staying in my own house. they planned on selling the house. I had to move out my house. So now I have nowhere to stay. I don't have no job. And my sister and my brother, who was the biggest asset in my life at that time, they was gone. I didn't have nowhere to go. So now I'm in a dilemma. I'm faced on a decision that I need to make, which had to be very soon. It was because everything had fell on me at once. So I had to make a major decision, and I made it. I made a dumb decision by going back to selling drugs, which was my first mistake that I ever made. And I felt like I was going to step in and step out, but it ain't just like that. And I was, I know I wasn't supposed to make that decision. I know I could have did any other thing, but in life we make the quick decisions. We try to make the quickest way to get the quickest way to the source. And so it all fell on me because I always know that God was on my side, and He wasn't gonna allow me to go through that. He wasn't gonna allow me to do it. So I ended up going to jail, and it was the best thing in my life that happened to me again, because this time, I made it my last time. I said I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and this trip here, I'm really trying to become somebody. I made different decisions in my life. I had time to sit down and think, between with me and God and myself, what I really want to do in life and who I want to, what I want to represent. And so now I end up going to Georgia Works. I told my public defender, I said, ma'am, I know what I done. It was bad. And I probably do deserve time, but I asked her a question, do you think time will actually help me? Time is only going to make me a bigger maniac than I was. I really need help. And I told her that I had a drug problem that led me to make stupid decisions. So I end up doing 6 months. She got me into Georgia Works. Now I'm into the program Georgia Works up there at Gateway. It's a great program for a lot of guys who really want to make good decisions in their life, who want to get off drugs, and who want to get a job and get their own place and become somebody in society. So that's what I'm doing today. I made up my mind what I really want to be, and that's a certified peers specialist. This is what I would like to do, and for the rest of my life, I want to motivate my peers, talk to them, and let them know the struggles and situations I've been in life and the mistakes I made, so they can make a whole different route and do a whole different concept than I did, make better choices than I did, and this is what I'm here for today. And not only have Georgia Works taught me what I wanted to be in life, it showed me that the mistakes that you can make, and how many diseases that we have out here. If we don't make positive choices, we will end up falling back into out of your recovery. You'll end up using again. It's easily because the devil is all set up for you to do that. It's designed. Absolutely. So basically, I take the knowledge that Georgia Works is giving me now, and the peers that I'm around, which also is a help too, because you hear other people talking, and you hear their scenarios, and you be like, wow. And so it all coincides together, and it for the benefit of the good.
Well, that's great stuff, man. I happen to be a CPS, and that's one of the beautiful things about our partnership, Recovery Resources of Atlanta Midtown, that we have with Georgia Works in the Gateway Center. I get to meet cats like you. I get to share my experience, strength, and hope. And it's literally transformed my life, and it helps us as returning citizens understand our value, because even though something bad may have happened in our life, it actually creates value for another individual. So that's the value of peer support. And I'm glad the state of Georgia is now seeing that. And, we have certified peer specialists all over the state of Georgia now. People who once had a setback, and they're utilizing that to share their experience to help people. So, that's great to hear. That's the direction you look forward to going into. We can chat about that later off camera, what that looks like. And I think you'll be a great addition to the team, Before going, one thing I heard, can you really remember your mindset? Because when you said when you lost your housing and you lost your job, two key components on stability for anyone, right? You made a poor decision. So when a person returns home from, say, prison, okay, there are going to be all kinds of challenges, housing challenges because of your felony, and just, working challenges because of your felony, So what could you say, what was your mindset to make you think now that, not to do anything crazy or make a poor decision? What's helping your thought process out now, thinking differently?
Well, first off, the time that I done, in my higher power. First off, God, and then the time that I just did allowed me to sit back, to glean on what I just went through. And Georgia Works just opened up my mindset to what I need to do and what I want to do in life, and it brought about a big change.
Great. Well, George, we'd like to thank you, man, for stopping by and chatting with us. Hopefully someone will get something from your message. We look forward to having you back. This has been another edition of Ram Talk. I'm Richard Cook. And hope these little chats that we have are helpful. We want it to be where people have a resource to actually get help. Even with the pandemic, we can connect virtually and really get to some solutions, because we realize that there's some people out there that's truly suffering out there, and we want to become available so they can get the help they need. Again, thanks for tuning in. We see you next time. Thanks.
Thanks, Rich.
Thank you, George.
For more information, please go to rra-midtown.org.
You ain't flipped through your phone to see?
Oh, no, I ain't flipped through
the phone.
I ain't flipped through the phone.
Yeah. But we were right there. I had a coffee now for him and the donuts and stuff for him.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.